Okay, here we go. So, sometimes you get caught in these traps, don't you? You argue with these fools about all sorts of different stuff in the comments, and you argue. I think I did a video about, does the internet limit communication? Absolutely it does. And this is not a complete redo of that video, but I would say is that the internet does create barriers in communication. It does. I say that because, people have to, or people make content that they feel, represents themselves or, better fits their audience, right? And it can get tiresome sometimes, though. And you're just kind of like, oh, okay. I say this because I saw Captain Cool 07. And I finally said, no more. Because it just got boring. It's not even that I dislike him personally. But it just became like, okay, another video about Taiwan, huh? How Taiwan is going to collapse tomorrow. Okay. All right. Or another video about fighting against anti-Asian hate. It's like, yeah, I realize that does occur. Yeah. It's very bad. I know that sounds like a lib answer, but that's not something that I pursue. I don't, really support any of those stances, this and that. Anyone to blame conservatives and liberals, and to me, that's where I stopped, because I said, you're trapped to say that it's just conservatives and liberals. It goes way beyond that. But that's a whole different, video. And it made me realize that sometimes you have to move on. You do. I'm trying to do more videos with the microphone. That way, at least they sound better. They may not be visually pleasing because it's just a pulsing avatar of Tom Selleck in his prime, Magnum PI, but nonetheless. My point is that in the times of troubles that we are in, and this is somewhat going to counter signal in another video I think I'll put out tomorrow, but video where it says, you can't just escape the world. And that's true, you can't. But you have to be somewhat objective. And you have to be able to talk about it in a more realistic way. Like I said, maybe it's liberal of me to say, oh, well, anti-Asian hate is bad, but, but I think if they want to, if Asians in general want to defend themselves, well, fine, okay. But I also realize, though, is that Asians are not all the same. A Filipino is not the same as a Han Chinese. They're not. Somebody from Japan is not the same as someone from Singapore, right? So, like I say, it's awful that these events occur, but I think that, watching Captain Cool 07 again, and I saw that I was subscribed to him still, and I was like, nah, no more. I just said, okay, if he wants to promote his point of view, okay. But I don't have to watch it. And maybe that's just kind of a silly point. I'm just mentioning it as a side note. But sometimes you outgrow things. People outgrow me, I'm sure. Right now, folks are just kind of la-di-da and everything else, but eventually people will get tired and so they'll say, This guy's still talking about balkanization. And I know that gets tiring, and I do mention it here and there. But hopefully I've tried to make just enough stuff, quote unquote, content, so that it's a little bit different. Just a little bit. I don't know. But I'm just trying to, eventually I'm going to get back into the workforce here. I've got an interview on Thursday, so I'll see how that goes. I'm not going to say anything yet until, I go out there. It's a warehouse type of job, so we'll see. I'm still going to aim for insurance probably. I'll probably go into health and life insurance. I don't know if that's going to be marketable or even long-lasting. I don't know. But for now, it seems okay. I don't know. But my life choices aren't the greatest probably, but better than some maybe. I don't know. The point is, I'll bring it back around. I know. Bring me back in. I'm, doing like a rope, Pulling me back to the point is that you got to be able to let go. The reason for the dead air is because I'm going to retitle this video here. It was something stupid that didn't have anything to do with it, but it happens. People let go of me, and I'm okay with that. Maybe a little bit disheartening, but it's okay. Maybe in time I'll make better content. Maybe I'll stop doing videos. Who knows? But you know what? No, I'm not gonna make it selfish. I'm gonna say is that I appreciate what Captain Cool 07 and his videos did. I appreciate him, kind of clarifying some things about China from his perspective. But I got what I wanted out of it. And now I can realize that and then move on. Good for him that he supports, a Chinese and Russian alliance. Good for him. I'm not as idealistic as he is, I think. He's obviously someone who supports China completely. Well, he plays a centrist game. I know that he did a video about, how the courts work in China. You know what? This is getting kind of long and rambling, but you know what I'm going to say is I took what I could from it and I moved on. I've gotten a couple of books about China, and so I can better understand the Chinese perspective. And I know that sounds very lib. I know. It does sound very lib. And there's a couple of points where it does sound very liberal, the way I'm talking, but I don't know. But I realize it's like, all right, I'm going to let that go. Does that mean I disagree with everything he does? No. It's just not the perspective I want. That's all. You should be able to let go if you feel the need to, You don't have to make a big thing about it like I'm doing in this video, but I just need some content, so that's why I'm doing this. But you have to be able to let go. You don't have to make a big dramatic thing about it. You can just say, okay, unsub, move on. The same thing with Twitter. I decided, I don't need to go on Twitter anymore. It's very time consuming. You can get very depressed from it. Leave it alone. It also stems from the fact that I was banned from there. So I was like, okay, that's easier. Same thing with Facebook. I was like, okay, cool. I'll be on my way. Makes life easier, You have to be able to make your life easier as you get older. Because you don't have as much patience when you get older. And you're kind of stuck in those certain little patterns. And you want to find as many healthy patterns as you can. And I need to do that pretty soon. getting into some sort of a workout schedule is going to be the top priority. Finding a job, and a steady job at that, will be beneficial. And in entertainment, I have to find things that aren't going to, just make me kind of fall into that trap, right? And I think that's what people have to do. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I apologize for kind of the lib notions that I have, but, it's okay. And if people get tired of me, or they say, I remember that there were some folks who, they thought I believed something, and then they're like, oh, what the fuck? And then they dropped out. It's perfectly understandable. So, yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I hope you'll enjoy that. So, see you later, and a goodbye.